So it is fake.
Prison life, never, never, never nice. Prison life, I know nothing like paradise. Yeah. Go on, mute your go on. Ease yourself, just keep it calm, mute your star. Only pop pressure in my corner. One time it hard to carry on. You no need no girl for turn to, no man for talk to. Feelings hurt, pan the journey so far. Show me know me, we go do things and nobody argue. Me like go the loose and start hold me harder.
Wagwan Success family, hope everyone doing alright. If you're new to the channel, welcome and make sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Like this video so we can continue to drop more contents like this one. Alright, so right now we're going to reason. So you know what a reason with me, on the forward. You see me? So right now we want to talk about Vybz Kartel, and you see the title, so you know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Vybz Kartel, and we're going to give you the true and real reason, and there's two reasons actually why Vybz Kartel did not get his fresh evidence into the appeal, and why the UK, the king, denied Vybz Kartel fresh evidence into the appeal. Alright, we all know Vybz Kartel fresh evidence was denied, and when that news broke, Gaza Nation start cry. You know what I mean? Gaza Nation fed up, Gaza Nation tired of the situation, and people are rejoiced. That was false news, rumors, them spread and get people heart rate up, nearly give people heart attack, including myself. You see me? But now we're glad to say that was actually fake and just rumors, and them never get the news right. You see me? Because that is not the news that we want. The news that we want is Vybz Kartel being a free man. You see me? So we're going to get into it and really tell you, because a reason we're going to reason. So when you get on the popcorn and on the drinks, make a reason. I'm telling you the real truth. When nobody else not talk about and nobody else not understand. You see me? And this is actually something that one of the attorney said in his comments that he gave to TVJ. You see me?
To appeal to the Privy Council, you must get the leave of the Jamaican Court of Appeal. That court approved 4 grounds of appeal. 4 grounds. We said fine, and like any other lawyer, you go to the Privy Council now to see if you can get some additional grounds. In addition to the 4 grounds, we sought to get 3 additional grounds, one of which I was very passionate about. The Privy Council, without hearing our arguments, sat by itself and said, we are not allowing these additional grounds, but the 4 grounds, they cannot refuse to hear them. They have not refused to hear them. They will be heard later this year, latest early next year.
The reason why Vybz Kartel was allowed to appeal his case is the courts in Jamaica agreed that Vybz Kartel can appeal his case, and there was some issues within the case and grounds in the case for them to appeal. That is the courts in Jamaica that allowed this thing to happen. So the courts allowed this to happen, and Vybz Kartel go ahead and go to the Privy Council and start to do him thing. That was a good thing for Vybz Kartel, because nobody want to get 35 years in prison before parole and all these things. And Vybz Kartel been fighting for his freedom for a while now, and we all know it. We all know how we grew up on Vybz Kartel court case, the longest court case in Jamaica history. You see me? For an entertainer and for anybody, as a matter of fact. No, that is the reason why Vybz Kartel was allowed to go to the Privy Council, because the Jamaican courts allowed it. You see me? Now I'm gonna break this to make you understand. Say, yo, even though there are bigger and greater powers at play, like Paula Llewellyn and these people who don't want to see Vybz Kartel free, even though them have a great hand in this, in making sure that these things do not get processed, these things do not go through, and them try everything to stop it. That is just an aspect or a fragment of the reason. And the true reason is that these same people and the courts deny Vybz Kartel to go to the Privy Council. Them deny Vybz Kartel from going to the Privy Council, from using these fresh evidence. The Jamaica first denied. You see me? So if Jamaica courts first denied, if Jamaica do not approve of the fresh evidence, if the courts in Jamaica do not approve of the fresh evidence, why do you think the Privy Council will approve of it? You see me? And and Jamaica is a subject to the king. Jamaica is a subject to the king because we still have the Governor General, so we still answer to the king. So why you would think the Privy Council would answer to it if them subject do not answer to it, and them want to do everything in them power to make sure say them take care of them subject, which is the colonization of Jamaica for a longer time, you see me, because we're still not under independence. You see me? They might say, they might change the dollar and all these things, but we're still not under independence because we still answer to the king through the Governor General. We still answer to the organization, which is the King's organization in England, because of the Governor General. So until we get the Governor General away, then this Privy Council and all of these things of the Kings and Ray, then we're not going to have nothing to do with them. But me just giving you the reason. That is the true reason why the King, the Privy Council, cannot grant Vybz Kartel fresh evidence, and why the fresh evidence was denied is because Jamaica, the courts in Jamaica, did not approve of these fresh evidence, granting any permission of the fresh evidence to the Privy Council, but they granted Vybz Kartel permission and these things to go to the Privy Council. You see me? So Vybz Kartel could not just get up. If Vybz Kartel cannot just get up out of nowhere and go to the Privy Council, why you think Vybz Kartel can get up and get these fresh evidence on him own, do these fresh evidence and all these things, and then put it to the Privy Council when have nothing to do with the courts? That is why they denied Vybz Kartel fresh evidence. Vybz Kartel them should have make sure say some way, somehow, even do a greater power at work like the Paula Lowell in them should have the team should have make sure say them get some form of permission from Jamaica, from Jamaican courts in Jamaica for go to the Privy Council with these fresh evidence. Then the Privy Council could have look at it and say, okay, then this is the fresh evidence that should be integrated into the case that Jamaica approve of. You get it? So if Jamaica not approve of it, the king not go approve of it because Jamaica is the king's subject. Vybz Kartel still have a chance. He still have a chance in the Privy Council because the evidence that is already before the Privy Council. If the Privy Council committee also, another thing we need to understand too. Another thing we need to understand too is that the Privy Council could not accept Vybz Kartel fresh evidence into the case if Jamaica did not approve of it, because Andrew Holness is on the board of Andrew Holness is on the board of advising the king, not directly, but he's on the board because again Jamaica is the king's subject, you see me, and the Governor General. So if one of my subject, if one of my partner do not approve of something and somebody from somewhere I go come and put claim against my partner and say this and say that, if me not get word from my partner, you think say me I go through, me I go process anything with them, me not go do it, me not owe them no obligation, me not owe them nothing. They are my first obligation. So Jamaica is the king's first obligation, and anything against Jamaica or anything like that is in the king's interest. You see me? So it is in the king's interest, and because Jamaica allowed them to go to the Privy Council, which is why the king approve it, because them have to approve, because of Jamaica say, all right then, this matter needs to be heard by you, your honor, your highness. You see me? And your highness say, all right then, get it on my desk, get it on my table, and I will see about it. Basically that one. You see me? As me say, Vybz Kartel still have a chance, because whatever the evidence with them still have, them can still argue that in court, and a lot of things Vybz Kartel case was mishandled and these things. So we are gonna see it play out eventually, maybe in a 2023, and we can get a verdict as soon as possible for say Vybz Kartel is a free man, or Vybz Kartel sentence has been lessened to say to say 20 years, and remember say Vybz Kartel already served nearly 13 years in a prison, so him would have just have to serve a couple more years and then him out. If I so be the case, if them can reason it down, if them can come to a deal and make a deal to that, Gaza Nation, me know Gaza Nation would have accept that, because a long time Kartel, they in a bars, they behind prison. You see me? So maybe them could have used that to say, all right then, due to all of the years where him the in a prison, we are gonna make it, we are gonna add those years where him the in a prison to these years where you're gonna get currently, or whatever the case might be. You see me?